Hi there, I'm here with Luke Scanlon, Head of FinTech Propositions for Pinsent Masons. Hi Luke, how you doing?
Hi Tim, good.
Good. Got a few questions for you around open banking. But firstly, so Head of FinTech Propositions, what are you up to and what Pinsent Masons up to?
Yeah, sure. So we are advising a lot of clients around open banking, but also other fintech issues. We're spending a lot of time talking about AI and financial services and what it means for fintechs and financial institutions themselves, and also technology companies. We talk a lot to clients around the cloud and outsourcing and how technology really fits together. But in terms of open banking, we're talking to a number of the fintechs around what's the application process that they go through to become authorised entities to provide financial services. We help them with their API strategy in terms of the legal and the regulatory issues.
Okay.
But we also talk to the banks about what they're doing in terms of their APIs and in terms of their compliance going forward.
Great, keeps you busy.
It does. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I've got 4 broad questions for you. The first is, what would you say is the biggest opportunity in open banking?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting question. It's an interesting question at this time because there's so much discussion of what open banking could do for the future of financial services, for customers specifically. But really, the way I've been seeing it recently is it's more than just open banking. It's about going beyond simply the Payment Services Directive 2 in Europe or what's happening in the UK and compliance with those regulations. It's really about how banks and other financial services providers and fintechs can make the best use of data about individuals. So not just their payments data, but also the many other data sets that they have. And then also going outside of financial services, so in terms of utilities data and telco data and combining those data sets and saying, what could that actually mean for customers in the future?
Yeah, that's interesting. So then what would you say is the biggest challenge in open banking?
Yeah, so that opens up lots of challenges around the organisation. So as we all know, particularly in financial services, often organisations have siloed data. So they don't relate to one another. They have legacy technology.
Yeah.
They have technology that's not interoperable, or they want to reduce their technology stack. And now we're talking about bringing on new technology. So it's just aligning all those different technology issues and making sure that it's done in a compliant way. So that's the long-term challenge. The short-term challenge is all about, or one of the short-term challenges is all about implementing the regulation as it is.
This is ever-changing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, and then there's deadlines that are there all the time. There's deadlines that are being missed, and so there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, no doubt. And that might answer my next question. But the next question is, what's going to separate the winners from the losers?
Yeah, I think definitely those. So dealing with compliance is one issue, and dealing with it well is something that, of course, every business needs to do. But separating the winners and the losers, I think, is more about thinking about the future of open banking and how you collaborate with other organisations, how you make the best use of what you do well, and how you can bring in the right partners who do things that perhaps you don't do so well or you haven't done traditionally, learning from them and providing new types of services, new types of products to customers. And so for financial services, traditional financial services organisations, they need to now start thinking of themselves as technology providers. They've never done that before. They're providing APIs. So how do they monetize those APIs? How do they benefit their customers with those APIs? So it's a new challenge for them.
That is interesting. That collaboration piece, it is definitely going to be important. And finally, the impossible question, what does the world of open banking look like in 5 years' time? Yeah,
it's a tricky question to answer because what we hope it looks like is that speaking as a consumer, what I hope it looks like is that that as a consumer we have control of our data, not just our financial data, that we have control of all the data that affects my life, and that I can then use that information to be able to obtain the best services that suit my lifestyle or that will help me in the future. So I guess 5 years from now, the best case scenario is that we start seeing marketplaces where you can purchase those services in a digital context.